guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today I have my foundation, highlighting, contouring routine for you today. I went for a very intense eye look today for some reason, and anytime I do that I always do my eyes first and my foundation after. I decided to film a video and show you what my process is. I'm using mostly stuff from M.A.C and Sephora and Anastasia. If you want to see a drugstore foundation routine, which I do have one in it, the technique is similar but the products I use obviously are different. If you want to see that, just give this video a thumbs up and I will film that one for you next time. Otherwise, if you want to see how I highlight and contour my face, keep watching. Okay, so first we're going to start with the actual foundation. I'm in between two colors right now. This is Studio Sculpt. This is my favorite foundation right now from M.A.C. I use this on a lot of brides that I work with too. I am between NC 25 and NC 30. So this is the ratio of product that I'm using. This is actually way too much product. You don't actually need this much foundation, but it's mostly NC 25, and then I've got just a little dot of the NC 30. And I'm going to take my M.A.C 130 brush and I'm going to mix it together on my hand. The heat from my hand is going to soften up the product and it helps it blend a lot better into your skin. And then I'm just going to dot this all over my face. This looks really scary and intense right now, but once it blends in, it actually really just looks like your skin. This foundation, that it's not too heavy. It can get built up to a full coverage, but I would say just the amount that I'm putting on right now is medium coverage. Now with this brush you can actually use to stipple, or it actually kind of does work like a kabuki brush. You can do small circles to blend the product in. You want to make sure you get around like the little corners of your nose and the contours of your face and blend it right up into the hairline. And my lips are really pigmented, so I always put a little bit of foundation on my lips so that whatever lipstick I put on is really true to color. For the other side of my face, I'm going to show you how to use a beauty blender. This is not actually a beauty blender brand. I bought this at Winners, which is like Marshall's in the States, in the beauty section for $4.99, so it's a lot cheaper than the beauty blender. I love these sponges. You wet them and then they just get really soft and fluffy, and they are perfect for blending any kind of foundation or cream product. I'm just going to show you with the other side of my face. So I'm just rolling it, and you can pat it too. Kind of really does the same thing. The only thing you don't want to do is put the sponge on your face and then smear it across, because it's going to leave a streak because this is wet. And then see, you can still do this kind of rolling motion. It looks like I'm pressing really hard, but I'm barely touching my skin. Sorry, I'm ambidextrous, so I switch hands depending on what side of my face I'm working on. You always want to blend a little bit past your jawline onto your neck. For the average person, their face tends to be a little bit darker than the rest of their body, or vice versa in some cases. But highlighting and contouring is going to be a little bit different for each face because everybody's face is shaped differently. If you're highlighting, this is the features that you want to bring forward, that you want to be noticed, and then contouring is where you want to create angles and shapes. For highlighting, I use LA Girl's Pro HD concealers. I was using M.A.C Pro Longwear Concealer for the longest time and really love that product. It's amazing, but these are a fraction of the price, and I have to tell you, I don't see any discernible difference between the two finishes on me. I use two colors. I use Natural, which is a pinkier tone, and then I use Creamy Beige, which is a little bit more neutral / yellow. Natural, I'm going to put the closest to my under eye area. The pink in this color is going to cancel out these dark circles that you can see here, which are hereditary, and I have them all the time. And then I'm going to put the Creamy Beige here along the top of my cheekbone. It's just going to really brighten up the area. So I'm going to take a foundation brush and I'm just going to put a little bit of the Natural, that's the pinkier concealer, and I'm just going to tap right here underneath my eyes, and you're making kind of like a check mark shape. I've got a lot more product on my hand, but I'm actually using very little. I'm not blending it yet, I'm just making sure that there's an even amount of product on both sides. And then I'm going to take the creamy beige, which is the more yellow, closer to my skin tone, but maybe just a little bit lighter. And then I'm going to pat this over top. Then I'm going to highlight my forehead. I have a very, very small forehead. Don't be thrown off. If you have a really large forehead, you actually will do a lot less of this. I'm just going to draw some lines here. They're just going to be shorter here, and they're going to get longer as they go out. I'm really just using the creamy beige right now. And I'm actually going to extend this pretty much all the way up to my hairline. So I'm going to make a big triangle here. This is just going to make my forehead appear larger than it is. And I'm going to take the edge of my foundation brush and I'm drawing a straight line down to the end of my nose. And I'm going to highlight around the sides of my nose here. And extend that right to my Cupid's bow. And then I'm just going to take a little bit and highlight my chin here and under my bottom lip. Makes my bottom lip look a little fuller. To blend the under eye concealer, I'm going to use a brush from Sigma. This is their tapered kabuki brush. This is the F86. I love this. I had this for a long time, and I was using this to contour because I liked the pointed end and I liked how I could really get in the hollows of my cheeks. But then actually I saw Jaclyn Hill, and she actually uses this to blend the concealer under her eyes, and I did it once and really loved it, so now that's what I use this brush for. So I'm just gonna pat and start blending this in. And it's nice because it's pointed, so it gets right into the corners. And I usually start from the inside and kind of work my way out, so I'm trying to press a little bit more of the product towards the outside of my face. And I just blend in the rest of it. Now you want to set that highlight so it doesn't go anywhere. I prefer to use a banana powder. I usually use Anastasia. This is her contour palette, and you can customize these for yourself. So this is one of the more highlighting palettes I have right now. This is a little too yellow for my skin tone. It's actually a lot yellow for my skin tone, and I'm all out of her banana powder. So what I've been using lately, and it actually works amazing, is Urban Decay's Naked Basics palette, the first one. They have this eyeshadow Foxy here, and it's actually the perfect banana color for my skin tone. I use this on one of these like little teeny tiny flat kabuki brushes. I got this really cheap on eBay, and I'm just gonna use teeny tiny circles. And it's amazing. I used this in a pinch one day because I was like, hey, it's banana colored. And I was shocked that I didn't get any creasing and none of the product fell into like the little wrinkles under my eyes. So now my under eyes are set, and then you just have to set the rest of the highlight. And for that, I'm going to use Vanilla from Anastasia's. These palettes are amazing. You get 6 of these colors for $40. Shipping is really reasonable to Canada. If you are a makeup artist, you can apply for a pro discount on her site too. All the information is there. I'll leave the link below. I'm going to use Vanilla, and I'm going to use the brush that I use to blend my concealer. And I'm just going to really lightly tap on the areas that I put the concealer, because I don't want anything too heavy. Now we're going to contour and sculpt our face. I'm going to go in with my Anastasia. These are my contour powders that I have. When you're contouring, you want to use something that's ashier, like cooler in tone. You want to create shadows on your face. You can always layer a bronzer over after if you want to warm up your face. I'm going to use Fawn, this color right here. And I'm going to take this little brush here, this little like domed rounded brush. This is from Real Techniques, which you can get at Walmart, and they're a great price, and I love these brushes. I'm going to draw a little triangle here. I'm starting right at the hairline by my ear, and I'm drawing a straight line down and then one slightly up. So you can see it's a little triangle shape. And then I'm going to slowly bring this down. I have big cheeks naturally, and I actually like to highlight that. When I bring this down, I'm actually going to hook it a little bit underneath my cheekbone so that when I smile, it's going to make my cheekbone pop. Okay, so once you have your line drawn, it looks kind of a mess and it doesn't look that great. Then you're going to go back in with your brush with no additional product, and you're going to blend upwards onto your cheekbone. You don't want to blend below. It will look muddy and almost look like you have facial hair a little bit. You want to blend up. If you don't want to use the brush that you're already using, you could even go in with a clean brush that doesn't have any product on it, and you're just gently pushing up onto your cheekbone. And what it's going to do is give you that gradient of color that you're wanting to create a shape on your cheekbone. So it's going to be darkest right here on the line that you drew, and then going up lighter. Okay, and then you're just going to move to the other side. Draw your little triangle here. And draw your straight line down. And draw my little hook around my cheekbone. There you go, and you can start blending up. So we're just gonna blend that, okay, and then I'm gonna do a little bit, I'm gonna blend a little bit here into my hairline. My head is wider up here, so I can thin that out so it matches my chin, which is a lot thinner. And you can take, for your jawline, you can run this just underneath your jawline. And I'm using the same color, this Fawn color. I've only used one color so far. And right under your chin. And down your neck. Now if I wanted to really warm up my face, I could go in with a warmer tone. This color here is a lot warmer. This is Havana. So this is like a good bronzer for me. And you just pat a little bit on your brush, and you can just warm up these areas that you've contoured. So when I'm applying this, I'm not touching the line that I've drawn. I'm just gently applying it over top. For some, this is going to be a lot of makeup, and you know, that's okay. Not everybody likes the same level of makeup. I'm just applying a little bronzer down my neck because it's winter and I'm so pale. Okay, and now I'm going to do blush. The reason I love these Anastasia palettes is because of the color selection that she has. You can use them for contouring, for highlighting, for eyeshadow, for blush. This color here, Terracotta, this is just like a really pretty peachy kind of color, and it goes with the bronzer and stuff that I've used. So I'm just going to pat this on my cheeks. And see, her stuff is so pigmented that I barely tap the pan and it's enough for both cheeks. And I like to go back over with a brush without any additional product and just blend. So I love to use a highlighter. This one is from Too Faced. This is Candlelight, and it's so beautiful. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. So it's just like it's a highlighting powder, and it looks vanilla when you first put it on your hands, but it's got this like gold feature to it. So I'm going to dot this on my fan brush and barely touching just the tops of my cheekbones. So you're just aiming from here to here. Some people do their highlight right to the edge of their hairline. I don't personally like that on me, so I just really stick in this kind of triangle area. So I'm going to shake off the excess powder and then just gently So I don't know if you can see it here, so there's just a little bit of a glow there. It's super natural, and I love this highlighter for that reason. If you don't have a fan brush and you just have like a little blush brush like this, you can use it the same way. Just tap it into the pan, shake off the excess, and you're just really using the edge of the brush wherever you want. I'm going to put a little down my nose, a little bit here, my Cupid's bow. And I don't put any on my chin because I don't want my chin to look shiny. So you can actually contour to change the shape of your nose so that it looks a little bit smaller, a little bit daintier. You want to use just a smaller brush, and I'm going to pat that into that fawn color. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to gently draw a line down the side of my nose and then go in with my beauty blender, and I'm going to pat this. Do the other side. I'm just going along the edge of my nose. So it's just going to create a shadow to make it look like my nose is a little slender, more slender there than it is. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to set our face. I have two products that I go between. First is M.A.C Fix Plus. I love this stuff. It's infused with a lot of vitamins, so it's really good for your skin. You can use this to prep your face before you put on foundation. I'll do that a lot of times in the summertime when I want a really dewy finish. So you can go for that. It's just like a little spray. Sorry, I sprayed that all over my lens. Ooh. Sorry, Betty. The other option, if you want to keep like a more matte finish, like what I have right now, you can use Urban Decay's All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This is really long lasting. It can last up to 16 hours. I use this on all my brides, and I'll actually get text messages from them the next day saying, can you tell me how to take my makeup off because it won't come off. So you just shake it and you spray in an X shape and then a T shape. One word of advice for people who wear contacts, because this is like a makeup setting spray, it's freezing your face. It's like hairspray for your face. If you wear contacts, keep your eyes closed until the mist settles. Otherwise, this product is going to settle on your contacts and you're not going to be able to see. Spray my face. One for good luck. Let it settle. And that is it. That's my contour and highlight. If you have any additional questions or if something wasn't clear, leave a comment below and I will get back to you on that. Otherwise, see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.